Hello! And it's the Captain here with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Air. Now this is of course the fan-made remake slash remaster of the original Sonic 3 for the Sega Mega Drive, which I thought I would come on and play tonight because it's one of my comfort games. This is what I like to play to relax. It's an old favourite from many years ago. Played many countless hours into this game. It's just a nice, good, relaxing game for me to play through and chat as I play. So those of you who know me are probably thinking, well, hang on a minute, aren't you all about the original hardware? And you're right, I am always about the original hardware, but my capture card is kaput. It has stopped working. I've got no idea what's wrong with it, so I've got a new one on the way. But also, Sonic 3 Air is in many ways a new definitive way to enjoy this game. It has many quality of life improvements that the original game simply doesn't have. It's got a completely remastered soundtrack, which is completely redone all of the sounds which the Mega Drive did extremely well on its own. This just improves it. Improved aspect ratio. This plays natively in 16:9 rather than 4:3, so it's purely widescreen without any stretching. So in many ways, this would actually be my first choice to play Sonic 3 anyway. Anyway, enough preamble. Let's dive into it. So, I'm playing on my 8BitDo Pro 2 controller. I would prefer to use a Mega Drive controller for this game, but don't let me. So, normal game. Now, as you can see here, played many times here, so I'm just gonna delete one of these files here. And we're starting from scratch. So the plot of Sonic 3 picks right up after the ending of Sonic 2. So after the destruction of Doctor Robotnik's Death Egg space station. Hang on. Enter Knuckles. So after the destruction of the Death Egg space station, Sonic has landed on Angel Island and he encounters a enigmatic Echidna who steals all the Chaos Emeralds. Let's get them back right away. So you'll be seeing this a lot. This is the Blue Sphere mini game, which was the way of gaining the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 3. And I would go as far as saying it's my personal favourite bonus game in Sonic the Hedgehog. And my second favourite, I would say, most likely be the UFO game from Sonic CD. I'm one of those weird freaks who likes that. But the basic idea here, if you don't know, is to collect all the blue spheres, and as you can see by running around the spheres on the outside, you turn all of the spheres into rings, which is useful. So getting the extra rings unlocks continues, as you just heard there. That's the jingle for a continue. But also it earns you a nice big score, and that can lead to getting lots of extra lives, which can be useful during the game if things get challenging. Our first Chaos Emerald in the bag. Nice big score as well. So we got an extra continue and extra life for our troubles. Excellent. So, now as you saw there, that was in buttery smooth 60 FPS. Assuming my capture software, well, I'm using OBS, has recorded that in pure 60. Hopefully it has. But of course the Mega Drive couldn't get that smooth. It was still smooth enough to play and enjoy, but one of the modern improvements of the of Sonic 3 Air there. Of course, Sonic 3 was the first in the series to introduce elemental shields. And as you can see, I have the water shield with the secondary effect of Sonic being able to bounce. Not quite the mini-boss, but as you can see, he's done a number on Angel Island there. Time for our second emerald. Okay. It's lovely and smooth there. I've recently reinstalled this game on my PC, so this is a newer version of Sonic 3 Air, and weirdly it can choke at some points. I'm not sure why it does that for a game which is basically running a 16-bit ROM, but it does. So if you get any shock, you might have to go into the settings there and have a look at that. Put on the frame cap so it shouldn't try and push it further than 60 FPS, which is normally what causes the issues. Now let's see here. Don't want those yet. Okay. Again, being careful not to touch a red sphere, because that will boot you straight out of the special stage there, and we don't want that. Because it gets faster and faster as you go along. There's all our rings. So now we need to go back to here. As you can see, it gets pretty fast before you finish the stage. Emerald number 2 of 7. Well, I say 7. There are 7 emeralds for Sonic 3 and 7 more for Sonic and Knuckles, because of course, those of you who know that Sonic 3 was released in 2 parts. So there was Sonic 3, and then there was Sonic and Knuckles, released about a year later, and it was always intended to be one game. Nintendo? Nope, sorry. What am I talking about? Sega, they had a deal with McDonald's for a whole bunch of Happy Meal toys. And in order to get the game out in time, they had to split it up. So we got Sonic 3, then we got Sonic and Knuckles. But they are all part 1 and 2 of the same game. Time for stage 1 mini-boss. Lovely soundtrack to this game here. Not very complicated, just bounce him. Fire Shield makes that boss very easy anyway. Of course, with the Fire Shield, Sonic becomes immune to fire-based attacks. And with the Water Shield here, immune to drowning, as we'll see in the next stage, or next act of Angel Island. But first, Emerald number 3. So buttery smooth. You're going to get sick of me saying that watching these special stages, but compared to how it looks and runs on the original hardware, this is so much smoother. And again, this is running a original ROM of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but it's just got a lot of things happening behind the scenes here to clean it up and to give it a much better, more modern presentation. Just pay attention to the number of blue spheres left, because to get a perfect, you have to jump over the last 2 blue spheres in that kind of interconnecting part you just saw. So I don't want to end up missing out on all those points. Getting so many extra lives, and we won't lose many in this run, if any. Now I've said that, we get killed straight away by something, I'm sure. This is it, I'm pretty sure. There we have it. And there's our emerald. Pink one. Purple. Another extra life. I'm guessing to continue. And there it is. We're in no danger of losing this game. Okay, so back to Angel Island Act 2. Everything's on fire, and we now have water to deal with. But we have the water shield, so you shan't drown if you stay in the water for too long, which is always useful. And with a double jump, you can bounce with the water shield to get a higher jump, which is quite nice. I think the water shield is underrated as a an option for Sonic. I still think the lightning shield and fire shield are more useful generally, but the water shield in certain parts of the game is very, very useful. I don't think it should be discounted. And of course, every shield in this game can bounce projectiles as well, even the water shield. And we'll see more of that in Stage 2, Hydro City. Okay. I believe we are near Emerald number 4. I think it'll be the last emerald we get here in Angel Island. Emerald number 4. This one's a bit trickier to get the perfect on. I might actually skip the perfect on this one. Basically, there's a stash of rings somewhere else other than in the blue spheres, like you've been seeing me collecting them, and that often throws me. Let's see. If I spot them, I'll go for them. There we go. Talk about being quick on the turn with those. You just got to be really sort of keyed into it. Here we go. Let's get all these in one go. You're going to miss getting the perfect, but who cares? And there it is. Emerald number 4. Oh, and if you can hear that in the background, we've just been joined by King Boo, one of my cockatiels, who has decided to sing us the song of his people. Okay, so up we go. That's good timing. Watch out for the Rhino bot there. Oh, a bit more lucky timing there. And then let's grab. There's a fire shield nearby. Monkey. There it is. Up there. And that's going to make the first actual Robotnik boss a cakewalk. We can enter that star ring there to go to one of the bonus stages. That one with the white stars is the Sonic 3 Gumball Machine stage. We just don't need it. In the cutscene here, this is the Robotnik's flying battery, which we will be encountering later when we get into the second half of the game with Sonic and Knuckles. For now, just hold right and watch the fireworks. There's Jim. That's what I call Robotnik. That's Jim Carrey. Be careful here, because if Tails hits him, you can go right through him. And that could be a quick end to this boss fight. But those fireballs can't actually hurt you with the fire shield. As long as you have the fire shield, you can just stand in front of him there and take those hits, and nothing bad will happen to you. Here we go. Angel Island cleared with 4 Chaos Emeralds. 3 more to go for Sonic 3's Emeralds. But first, damn you, Knuckles! And we arrive in Hydro City. If you're one of those individuals who calls it Hydrocity, you can please show yourself out. It's Hydro City. many people thinking, a water level in Sonic? Show me the way out, please. But Hydro City is one of the exceptions there. This is a decent water level in a Sonic game. I mean, I'm one of those weird freaks who doesn't mind Labyrinth Zone in the first game. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's a great zone, but I enjoy playing it. But I know there are some out there who properly hate Labyrinth Zone. Watch out for that bomber. Water shield so we don't drown. And then you'll see in a second how those projectiles will bounce right off this shield though. That's really useful. So, you need to worry about the oxygen levels there. Yeah, my least favourite water-based zone in a Sonic game is probably Aquatic Ruin in Sonic 2. But that being said though, if you know that stage, you can skip the water completely. And that makes it quite fun. These flies is a pain in the backside. Up and over. Watch out for him. These guys can really ambush you in this game. I'm not sure what they're called. They have some sort of fancy bad nickname, but I don't know it. Now I'm pretty certain I've missed a one of the special stage rings in this stage here. I know a couple of them, but we only need 3 more. And there's plenty in the stage after this one as well, Marble Garden, so I'm not too concerned about not getting all the emeralds in the first half of the game. It's always in Sonic and Knuckles where I forget where they are. I know it's possible to get all the emeralds in Mushroom Hill, the first stage of the second half of the game, but yeah, I forget. There we are, that's our 5th emerald. See if I can get it without making a mistake. Okay. A few more of those. Notice with this remaster, they've got like a distance fog on the outskirts of the sphere. I don't mind that actually. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I think it actually works to add some nice kind of depth to the graphics that they originally used for the game. Okay, there's our perfect. We need 4 more blue spheres and we're out of here. And there they are. And here's our last one. Emerald number 5 is coming our way. It's a great one. Yeah. More 1-ups are piling in, along with continues, which we shan't ever be using in this run, but there you go, we have them. Let's use that red spring, some speeder. We're about to fight the Act 1 mini-boss, which is an absolute cakewalk, like the last one. It's quite cool though with this one, we do see it again referenced in Sonic Mania, which is quite cool. But again, of course, Sonic Mania has a full stage Hydro City, so of course we're going to see it. Okay. Alright, let's do this. So, the wall trap first. This thing killed me so many times as a kid. Just don't panic. You just move your way through it. You're fine, but of course, it's meant to kind of stress you out and get you fumbling the controls. Just take it easy. Okay, there we go. love the soundtrack, of course, for this entire game. The part we're listening to now was done by, I think it was done by Jun Sinu. I'm sure I'm butchering that in its original pronunciation, but member of Cube Corp, sound design, who worked for Sega. But of course, this game is more well known for, quite infamously, for its soundtrack contributions by Michael Jackson. We don't know exactly how much he contributed, but we do know that Sirocco Jones, his drummer, and Brad Buxer, his keyboardist, definitely contributed to the game soundtrack. And when we get to the right part of the game, I will point it out. First, we've got a really cool speed bit here. Love doing that. Okay, right. Up we go. Just grab that. And then let's go down there. Get on the slide. That's King Boo again, sharing with us some of his people. Let's go up and over. Can we make it through? Yes, we can. Nice. And then back we go. Physics. Okay, let's proceed. So many cool speed ramps and bits on this stage here. They really kind of, they do lean into the whole speed aspect of Sonic Sonic in Sonic 3. Aha! I believe I have spotted Emerald number 6. And here we are. This one's a cakewalk. Should be easy. This is where I screw up. Now, of course, once we've got all the Chaos Emeralds in the first half of the game, we can transform into Super Sonic. But honestly, as cool as that is, I shan't be using that very much. And one of the quality of life improvements for Sonic 3 Air is the ability to turn off Super Sonic after transforming. So I might use it for some bits of the game, some boss fights, just to race through them. But generally I find playing with Super Sonic just kind of doesn't cheapen the game, just makes it too easy, you know. And I like there to be some challenge. You've got to be quick enough on your trigger finger with some bits of the game, but when you're basically invincible and flying around at super speed all the time, the game just loses all its challenge. At least for me. I know there are many who disagree with that, but that's how I feel. Let's grab the rest of these blue spheres and then get out of here. So, and a few more. Of course, it does wrap around this, so you can just go in one direction until you've got them all. Four more. And there they are. Emerald number 6. One more to go. Just keep throwing those one-ups at me, and those continues. Okay. So, let's get to the... Nearly. Get to the end of Hydra City. And get onto Marble Garden. There is a button combo in Sonic 3 Air where I can make Tails fly, so I can simulate having a second player controlling him so I can fly to higher ground. I might use that at some points in the game as well, but for now, I don't really need to. But it is cool. The cooperative move there was a legit thing in the original version of the game, but it did require a second player. And Sonic 3 and Sonic 2 are not two-player games. You can have a second player on the controls for Tails, but it's not a very fun game experience for them. They're mainly just watching Sonic run off the screen and leave them behind. And that's no good. I would say that like Jaleel White, but it'll sound terrible. That's no good. See, it was terrible. we go to the speed bit. That's so cool. Right, up and over. I believe that's Emerald number 7. Okay, let's grab Emerald 7. This one's a bit trickier, so I might be quieter here while I concentrate because I don't want to screw this up. We'll have plenty of other chances to get the other emeralds later, but I'd rather get them all now. Getting dizzy doing that. Getting cute there. Okay. Six more left to collect. Where are they? Pretty sure I left a few over here. There we go. 4 more left to get. This is where we end up going in circles looking for them. Hang on, there's some rings there. There's our perfect. Getting faster and faster. There they are. And that's our final emerald for the first half of the game. Beautiful. That calls for a drink. Alright. And we are back in Hydro City. So, down we go. Back up the ramp, so we can get some speed up and move back up where we came from. Alright. Hello, Knuckles! Why would you do that? For those of you who don't know the plot of this game, Knuckles has been tricked into thinking that Sonic is the bad guy. If you've seen the actual movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it gets the plot of Sonic and Knuckles spot on, pretty much. Let's try out a bit of some Sonic action. Okay. Again, I can't die in this form. I can just literally bounce them like this and win. Which is why I don't generally use it, because it makes the game far too easy. And into stage 3, Marble Garden. Now we've got all the Chaos Emeralds here, we can just enjoy the ride through the first half of the game now. But what I like to do on this stage here is try and get as many rings as possible. Call it the challenge. So try not to get hit, obviously, but hanging on to this lightning shield is really good because, as you can see, it acts as a magnet towards the rings, so it pulls them in. So we hang on to that, and that double jump as well is the special secondary ability that Sonic gets to use when using a lightning shield, so definitely worth keeping if you can hang on to it. But yeah, as I was saying, the plot of the second Sonic movie pretty much gets spot on how they introduced Knuckles in this game. But Robotnik has lied to him and tricked him, and has said that Sonic is going to take the Master Emerald, which is what Knuckles guards on Angel Island. All the while, Robotnik is looking for it for himself to rebuild and power up his Death Egg satellite, which has not actually been destroyed at the end of the second game. It's crashed in a lake on Angel Island, which is where the second half of Sonic 3 ends. But more on that when we get there. Let's just enjoy that beautiful parallax scrolling in the background there. Those mountains you can see, and those clouds behind it. And that was one thing that made the Mega Drive great. I mean, yeah, Super Nintendo had its own things it could do as well, but the Mega Drive was just a master of that multi-layered parallax scrolling in so many games. And again, more awesome music from Jun Sinu and Cube Core as well. I think this is one of the tracks which Michael's people did work on, but you can normally tell which ones he was more heavily involved with. Because there were releases of Sonic 3 where there were differences in the soundtrack. Most notably with the PC release, the Sonic Collection, or Sonic and Knuckles Collection, which of course used the prototype version of the music for several stages. Not this one, I will point out. This track is in the game, but there are other tracks which I will point out when we get there, which were notably absent, because of course they didn't want to have music by Michael Jackson in the game. Well, they tried to limit how much of his work they used. Excuse me. But when Michael was working on this game, was of course when these allegations began about him in his private life. I'm sure if you know anything about Michael Jackson, you know what I'm talking about. I shan't go into much more detail with that, but the allegations began, and Sega wanted to think, what? Let's not have Michael Jackson involved with our game after all. But they did keep some of his work. But of course, in subsequent releases, they took it out and they used the prototype music, which had been developed before Michael got involved. But again, more on that when we actually get to it, because it'll be more interesting, I think, to hear it for yourself. Now, merely on 300 rings here, don't want to take a bad hit and lose it. Oh, here we are. Right, cross anyway. Okay. Oh, fire shield. One of my preferences with Sonic 3 Air is to have it so when you transform into Super Sonic, it keeps the stage music. Otherwise, you get it's a really awesome piece of music, but it's on a loop constantly. It gets very grating. So, and I think the stage music is too good to not listen to. But the cool thing about Sonic 3, I personally really love, is how they choose to have a slightly different arrangement for Stage 2 as well. If you listen very carefully, it's not the same arrangement as Act 1. That's the fire dash there from the fire shield. Got a different route here. I don't often come this way, so it should be interesting. Yeah, the fire shield is the built-in special effect to the fire shield. It means you can make a quick, speedy boost in a straight line. Now, we've got one of these. Where are we going with it? Up. That way. Go. Hit the ground, it takes off. Oh, thanks. Didn't use our shield though, which is good. Fire dash is quite a nice little move. Now, if we see any of those super rings now for the special stage, they're now worth 50 rings flat out, so they're worth picking up. And we'll be trying to grab those when I see them. in the background, this game does actually track your ring chain. So how many rings you've consecutively picked up without taking a hit. I've not actually checked my best on that yet. I think it's like 300. Go. These spike enemies are a lot of fun. Just bounce them. Ow. Well, that was nice while it lasted. Of course, that little white spark there is Sonic's basic secondary move he can do in this game. It's introduced in Sonic 3. It will be Insta-Shield. It gives you one little brief moment of invincibility, which can also reflect projectiles. It also increases Sonic's hitbox as well, so you can hit enemies with it. It's a very handy little move that he brought in for him. Because in this game, Tails can fly, so a player controlling Tails can fly for a short period of time, or swim. And if you've got Knuckles, of course he can climb and he can glide. So Sonic needs something beyond his normal running and jumping to make him compete. And they gave him something really cool. Oh, here comes Jim! Jim! Down we go. Is it me, or is the world rising? Okay, that's the end of that bit. Can avoid that bonus stage for now. Got plenty of rings, and this fire shield for the time being, so we're doing good. Lightning shield would be nice, but just a luxury lightning shield. Aha! Do I see a secret? Speak of the devil! A lightning shield! Oh, here comes Jim! Let's try and beat him without going into super type. Deep. In this boss fight, Tails is carrying us, but I think we can double jump with the shield still. Yes. He'll always catch us, which is useful. Oh. I'm fine! Gotcha. I think he's carried Jim. Alright, let's get the capsule and head to our next stage. Carnival Night. Now listen very carefully to this song. If you know any of Michael Jackson's later catalogue, this might sound familiar. This is one of those tracks which they change for the later releases of Sonic 3. So for the PC collection, and recently for the Sonic Origins collection as well, which would be the definitive way to play this game if this game didn't exist. Jeez. Guess we shall go there then. I didn't get that one. Yeah, Sonic Origins did not use the original. Well, technically it did use the original music. The prototype music came before Michael Jackson's contributions, but this was the music that was in the game as it was released. So if you played Sonic 3 back in the era it was released, back in '94, then you would have heard this. Got these scrap brain style flywheels. Oh no! Not our fire shield. Whatever will we do? We're screwed now. Oh, we're here now. Upgrade. There's always a lightning shield when you want one in this game, isn't there? Watch out for these guys. Watch out for the crushers. And up we go. No, another secret. Good lord. With the lightning shield. Ah! I believe we're already at the Act 1 boss. Blaze through that. This one's quite novel, so we have to hit him to open him up, and then that projectile will crash into him and damage him. And with our lightning shield, we can't take any damage from that kind of core that opens up. Without a lightning shield, that boss is far tougher. Okay. On to Act 2 of Carnival Night. Of course, we just lost our lightning shield there because we're in the water. So yeah, as you might expect, the fire shield goes the same way. But I believe it's a water shield, which is far more useful in this situation. But yeah, if you haven't yet worked it out, the Michael Jackson song, which we sort of theorise was inspired by, well, either inspired by this song or inspired this song on this stage here, is Jam by Michael Jackson. So if you know that song or listen to that song, you will hear certain elements which will seem familiar to this song. Now, whether that's a coincidence or not, who knows? But Yuji Naka, one of the architects of the Sonic series, and of course was also on the Sonic team for this game as well, has admitted in interviews that he did work with Michael Jackson. So it's not really a urban legend as it used to be. It has been confirmed by Yuji Naka. But of course, Yuji Naka is also a felon who's in prison for insider trading. So yeah, I still think he's telling the truth. But yeah, well done, Yuji. I'm not sure what's worth. What's worth? Taking to Chris Eubank there. What's worse, him doing time, or the fact he worked on Balan Wonderworld? Ugh. Okay. Ah! And there goes the lightning shield. Now these barrels here that go up and down are kind of a beginner's trap, so unless you know what they do, it's very easy to get stuck here. And there's a particular bit which is infamous in this game where unless you know to press up and down to move these barrels up and down, you can get soft locked in the game, you can't progress. I believe there's a super ring. Ah! I'd like to go right, please. Thank you. Knuckles! Why, thank you, Knuckles. Plunge into darkness. We've got a fire shield here, so we're going to lose that going into the water. but I'm pretty certain there's a water shield nearby. If I can get over these bumpers. Oh, there you go. Now controlling Tails. So to do that, all we've got to do is press up on the controller and jump, and then it'll just briefly switch my controls to Tails so I can jump into his arms and be carried. It's a little bit cheaty, but again, if you have a second controller, you can do it anyway, with or without someone controlling it. So yeah, it's not completely taking the piss. You can't drown with the water shield, so don't worry too much about those oxygen bubbles there. Just got to keep it. Yeah, you don't spend much time submerged on this stage. Okay. Just listen to the remastered version of this soundtrack. So they use a lot of samples in the Sonic 3 soundtrack. You can hear them, the drum loops and like the vocals, and they're much crisper in this version of the game. Let's use Tails to get out there. Or not. Tails! Tails! Come back, Tails! There is a route up there, but it's not the end of the world. I'll go this way. That's lightning shield. Lights on. It's a secret there. Okay, up and over. Nothing there. This is the part where I mentioned before you can get soft locked if you don't understand how these barrels work. So any of you who haven't played Sonic 3 and are watching this, that's how you get past that bit. Just rock up and down on the controller to make the barrel move with you, and that's it. That's all there is to it. There we go. Up and over. Oh! Do I cat secret? Yes! Okay. That's 339 rings. Not bad. Can we get to 400 before we get to the boss, I wonder? Speed there. Nah, we're at the boss now. Damn it, Knuckles! Why do you have to be such a dick? You go see Jim. Hey, Jim! Now, even with a lightning shield, we've got to be careful here. So, I can use the double jump to get onto. Oh, shit. Fine. Go. That boss can be quite challenging if you haven't got a lightning shield and haven't got Super Sonic. So he pulls you in with that lightning vortex, and can be quite damaging. Now, I'm not going to talk very much on this next stage here because we're getting to my favourite stage in Sonic 3, and of course it has the best soundtrack of any stage. pop in my head right now. They had the chorus, so I can talk again. So this is basically a song by Brad Bux's new wave band called the Jetsons, called Hard Times. It has lyrics. It's a full song, yeah, I think Brad obviously used that that song as the basis for Ice Cap's theme, and it absolutely slaps. Hard times has gone by. I shan't sing because I'm not here for karaoke purposes, but you can YouTube that one. Hard times, happiest days of our lives. Hard times come by. Anyway, yeah, that's enough of that from me. Let's concentrate on playing the game. This is hands down my favourite stage in Sonic 3, so I always look forward to getting here. For the soundtrack, for the visuals, for the gameplay. It's where it all for me, where it all comes together. And it comes together even more in stage 2. Smashing. Okay, let's try and get through without losing our shield, because the lightning shield, as I'm sure you've got the strong impression by now, is perhaps the most useful shield in the entire game. It easily beats out the fire shield and water shield for general versatility, with its ring magnet and the double jump. Losing it would be a crime. Right. Slip dash that one. Need more speed. Gotta go fast, Sonic. Gotta go fast. Leave it outside. $200 rings, and now the mini boss. One hit away. That's how the sun comes up as well. It goes from night to morning. Act 2. Let's get that lightning shield quickly. How do we get the lightning shield without breaking the ice block? Okay, I won't get up that ramp, so... Take the high road. Now with those ice orbinauts there, we can avoid being hit by those spikes, because the lightning shield melts the spikes. Okay, see? These penguinators, they're a bit different. This is another song which had been taken out of the later versions of this game, because of course Brad Buxer hadn't given permission to Sega to use his music in those releases, which is a real crime. I cannot play this stage without hearing this It's not right. And sure, there are those guys who do prefer the prototype version, and you can like whatever you like. Just know that you are wrong. Win. Love you guys. Okay. Take out a few penguinators. Ow, missed it. Let's go back for it. There's a really cool bit up there with loads of rings and a super ring as well. So let's go back. Oh. There's weird physics in these tubes here. If you go into one, you kind of get nudged up it. Let's try and get that round if we can. Okay. Again, good lord. Right. I will get that round. Not enough speed. Need to go through those P-loops. Should do it. There we go. Only took 3 tries. Got all those rings! Yay! I'm rich! There's more up there. Oh. Super ring. Okay, I believe it's time for Jim. Here he comes. Hey, Jim. See, I beat one boss legit without turning into Super Sonic. There you go. Farewell, Ice Cap Zone. You are and remain awesome. Launch Base Zone. Another stage where they changed the song for the subsequent re-release. Oh, Jesus. I don't know which one. I don't think it is a song which corresponds to a Michael Jackson song for this one. But it's one that got changed for the PC collection and for Sonic Origins, so it must have been something to do with Michael and that. And those Orbinauts there, you can usually insta-shield to get rid of. It's got a type better than I'm looking for. So. This is the final stage of the first half of Sonic 3. Ash! It's not quite scrap brain level of good lord. Not quite scrap brain level of threat in this stage, but it has a few little surprises for you. It doesn't really feel like a final stage, because it isn't. In the background, you can see looming out of that lake is the Death Egg satellite, which is where the finale of Sonic 2 takes place. And it's driving the whole plot of this game. Definitely not a reference to Star Wars. Oh, we didn't want that. Sort of throws you in the middle. Water shields are useless, but lightning shields so nice. Bit of speed. This is speed. Bullfrog. or more. Flamethrower. Those alarms there summon those flying badniks. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're these bird of prey style badniks that come flying in. Not much of a threat, but it's quite cool that you can bring them in by setting the alarm off. Don't think that was right with the Yeah. Can't go that lift, so let's go left. Those snail badniks there, they technically like a switch. Could go into that bonus stage and get a lightning shield. Play with any shields. I think it's almost time. Jim! Almost time for Jim. No, it isn't Jim, it's one of the robots. Hello, Knuckles. Why would you do that? Let's go into a bonus stage. That's what I wanted. Lightning shield. And that's how you get one. If you want a lightning shield, it's that easy. It's that easy to lose one. Quite catch it. Alright, time for the Act 2 of Launch Base Zone. And there's the final act of the first half of Sonic 3. Some cool speed bits on this stage here. Now, unless you clip into the jump, in which case nothing happens. Let's get back. There we go. I love how it's implied that we're racing up the umbilicals connecting to the Death Egg satellite. It's in the background in the first act, and in this act you can't see it anymore because we're heading towards it. Jump too early. Ow! Thank you for that. Had to happen sooner or later, didn't it? A fire shield there. Makes these things harmless. Okay. Try and keep this fire shield so we can avoid getting scorched by those. Grab the legs. And down we go. Here's our fire shield. There's fire and water don't mix. Oh crap! Trying to be flashy there. The sun rings here. Or if you keep the big arm the old-fashioned way. Nearly. Got a bit of chug there. Out of nowhere. Water here. Watch out for the bullfrog. Watch out for the Orbinauts. Nearly. Don't spin. Water shield, what's this for? Yeah, actually want to get that ring box. Let's just get 40 extra lives. I think that's enough. Hello, Jim! Hit me, Jim. I'll hit you. Water shield makes this boss broken. Hey, Knuckles. See you in part 2. Death Egg is launching. We've stolen Robotnik's Egg-O-Matic to go and catch up with him. Okay, here we are, the final arena of part 1. A couple of bosses first. Whatever this thing's called. Stuff like that when you jump it. That's fine, we can beat it without the water shield. Take that, Jim. Where you going, Jim? Come back. It's time for Big Arm, the final boss of Sonic 3, part 1. Or Sonic 3 for us normal people. Can I beat it without using some Sonic? I'm gonna do I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna transform. Too hard to beat. Use that insta shield there to increase my hitbox, so you're more likely to get hit in. If he grabs you, that's all your rings gone. Watch out for it and those spikes. Gotcha! Bye, Jim! See you in part 2! Death Egg malfunctions and crashes back down to Angel Island. That's what we're about to see in the following cutscene. And down it goes. We now enter part 2, but I'm going to leave this video here, so I think that's a nice place to round out the first half of my Sonic 3 playthrough. If you have joined me, thank you for watching and listening to my inane drivel and tidbits about Sonic 3 and all the random facts that I've committed to memory. But I will be recording soon. Part 2 of this video will be going to Sonic and Knuckles, but once again, thank you for joining me. This has been the Captain, and I will catch you all next time. Bye for now.